Okay, YouTuber Shreven here.
Starfire!
It's been so long!
I know, I'm so sorry, you guys.
Oh, I can't believe we've been on hiatus this long again.
I mean, The Flash came back on Tuesday.
I know.
So, it's back. Yay.
Yes, it is.
But we also have been lagging on our Once Upon a Time reviews.
Yes.
So,
and those are going up
we
at the same
apologize
time.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard because, like, when we do it every other Friday, then, like, even the Friday we're supposed to do it, we might be busy and we can't do it. So it's like, ah! But anyway, we will do that for you guys.
They screwed themselves because they put it on Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night's, like, the worst time to have it, let's be real.
Yeah, which is why this is this last season. I mean, there's a lot of other contributing factors for that.
I mean, but I figured season 7 would be its last. I didn't think it would go on after that.
Right. But anyways, this is a Flash review.
Yeah. So it's season 4, episode 17, called Null and Annoyed, I believe.
That makes sense.
Let me see.
Like, her name isn't even, like, I guess because she, like, nullifies people.
Yeah, season 4, episode 17, Null and Annoyed. That's what it's called.
Because the Flash was annoyed by Ralph.
Well, it's like the saying null and void.
Yeah.
Instead of it being that, it's annoyed.
Yeah. But, like, you can see it in the show, like, the Flash was, like, Barry was annoyed by Ralph, and then Null was annoying.
But I'm glad that Barry, like, talked to Ralph and that they kind of, like, gained a little bit of a rapport because, like, you know, he's always irritated with Ralph. And, like, Iris got through to Barry again and talked to him and was like, look, you know, I know you feel this way, but Ralph is, like, going through this stuff too, and, like, you know, he just needs needs somebody to listen to him or talk to him.
Yeah, I'm going through this period while watching the show of, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I cannot stand Barry.
Yeah, season 4 I feel like season 4 has been its weakest season so far.
I mean, not because it's a weak season. Like, that's not why I can't stand him.
Yeah. Why?
His attitude is piss poor and it's pissing me off. Like, he's been through all this crap before.
Yeah.
And he didn't have this attitude problem then.
I'm sure a lot of people agree with you.
So it's like, oh, suddenly I have no faith in my team. Suddenly I'm not okay with people doing things their own way.
I think a lot of what it is, too, is that, and this goes along with it, but I feel like because they don't have an actual villain this season, that it's harder for them to really, like, do what they want to do with the characters.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a central, like, villain or theme of what they're trying to do.
But, you see, like, I wouldn't really have an issue with it if they weren't backtracking on what they've already done with him.
I know.
Because last season they established when he became who he is, or like at the beginning of the season, or whenever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Because right now I really don't give a crap.
Well, season 3 was great.
He let him be his own man when he went around saving people with him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I need your help. You go do this. I go do that. I trust you to do it your own way, but you're going to get it done.
And now because Ralph is in the picture, it's just like, oh, well, I don't have any faith in you guys. Like, Ralph's just going to screw up all the time.
And
it's like he's not even really giving him a chance because, Ralph might be a little bit annoying and he might be kind of awkward and nerdy, but he's still, like, is good at what he does.
And what the hell happened to his speech that he gave Ralph when he was in jail? I trust you. You have this. I trained you. You are ready for this.
Yeah,
that's all bullcrap according to how the hell you're
there's a lot of continuity issues going on this season.
Like, you can't treat someone like that after saying something like that, or your character progression is just null and void, and you're so annoyingly stupid.
I honestly haven't really been that invested in this season, to be honest. Like, I don't feel like I've really been that invested in it since the crossover.
Since the wedding, yeah.
Since the wedding. And I mean, the stuff with DeVoe, like the trial and all that was interesting. But, like, since then, I've just kind of watched the episodes, but I haven't been, like, super, super into them. You know what I mean? Like,
And for me,
I feel like it's
not
almost
the-
just me watching it because I feel obligated to, not because I want to. You know?
Yeah, I
And-
enjoy watching it.
Well, I enjoy watching it too. I just feel like season 4 has been the hardest to watch because it's just not been as good. Like, the
Yeah.
episodes haven't been as good, and there hasn't been anything really strong to kind of, like, invest in, like, okay, you know, this is something that I'm, like, really super excited about. Like, there really hasn't been anything like that.
Yeah,
I mean-
except for Dawn. Or whoever she is.
Yeah, and they better have her come occur again.
Oh, you should check out the name for episode 20.
I think I looked...
Oh, they changed the name recently.
Well, on this app that I have, it, like, tells me.
Yeah. But they changed, like, they had a name for episode 20 before. And they
Therefore
changed
she
it.
is?
Yeah, it was Therefore I Am.
Okay.
And then they changed it once the, like,
It
a
says that they
week
team
before
up
the
with
hiatus
Gypsy.
came out. Yeah. So, Therefore She Is, because it was originally Therefore I Am. I was watching Emergency Awesome. He's amazingly great. You should go check out his
He is
channel
awesome.
when you're done watching this.
Harry and the Harrisons.
Oh, Lord.
And then Think Fast, and then they just put the title up for the last one, We Are the Flash.
But, like, he was saying that it's from the quote, which I agree with, I think, therefore I am.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but now it's I think, therefore she is. And he's like, is she the new female character, Dawn, or whoever she is?
And I also just feel like Caitlin and Joe and, like, even Iris aren't really having that much that they're doing.
Joe's hardly on there.
He is. Yeah, he's not. And, like, Caitlin is just doing what she always does.
You know why I think Joe's hardly on there?
Why?
They're getting us prepared. They are preparing us for his inevitable death. I've been saying this since season 1.
I mean, yeah, but, like, I feel like they have to have one season. I feel like they have to have at least one season where some main person doesn't die.
Well, technically, no one died last season.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for Joe to go yet.
I mean, he does have a newborn.
Okay.
But, or he will have a newborn.
I at least want him to be able to see his grandchildren.
I at least want him to be able to see his child.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it would be nice if he was around to see Dawn and Dawn.
It would be nice, but I mean, I
I mean,
don't
who
see it
knows?
happening.
Maybe they're not going to have him die in this iteration of the Flash. Maybe the mentor is not going to die in this iteration. Because if he was going to, I would think they would have already done it by now.
Not necessarily.
Unless they wait till season 5, which is like, once a show hits its 5th season and gets 100 episodes, like, you know, it's considered good, like, it had a good run.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe at that point, they'll be like, alright, Joe can die. But, you know.
Yeah.
I think season 5 is probably going to be about Dawn and Dawn, though. Because, I mean, they're already married now.
Yeah, but if season 5 was about Dawn and Dawn, then if they're going to do it and be as close to the comic books as they like to be, then Barry has to disappear. It has to be 2024. Because Barry's not around.
Well, maybe they will have it go to the future and do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Dawn and Dawn are raised without their father.
Yeah.
So,
Which sucks.
yeah. But that also brings up, like, actually, before I talk about, like, the connections with Flashes and stuff, the whole, like, mentor dying, like, besides, Star Wars, where Obi-Wan dies, like, or Qui-Gon Jinn, or the other two that have died in the previous movie, in the current movies that I will not mention in case you haven't seen them. If you haven't, then what are you doing with your life? If you haven't seen either of them, then what are you doing with your lives?
I mean, I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, and I've seen them. So,
right.
Yeah.
But, like, the mentors die. You know, like, it's just how things go.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're looking for
like,
long, drawn-out mentors before they die, the only one I can think of personally, this is going to be stupid, but it is, like, superheroes, so I'm going to have to say Power Rangers.
Oh, Lord.
Zordon does die.
I don't even know anything about Power Rangers,
like,
I didn't watch
their mentor from season 1, from the Mighty Morphin, dies. If you count the entire era of Mighty Morphin as one season, even though it's 3. If you count it as one season, and then move forward to In Space, the final episode when he dies, it's 4 seasons. Unless you want to count the 3 Mighty
And I'm
Morphin,
the
then
nerd.
it's 6 seasons.
And I'm the nerd.
Well, but I mean, it took 6 or 4, depending on how you want to count the Mighty Morphin seasons, to kill the mentor.
I mean, maybe in the finale of this season he'll die. Maybe it'll be season 5.
I don't really think it's gonna be this season.
Yeah.
But like the less and less they use him, the more and more that's brought to the forefront.
Yeah, because I mean, we haven't seen Cecile for a bit either.
But I mean, she's off trying not to read people's thoughts.
Yeah.
And being pregnant.
Also, I'm considered a nerd because I like Star Trek over Star Wars. So that makes me a nerd because I'm a Trekkie.
I'm currently rewatching Power Rangers from season 1.
That's why
Mighty
you're so
Morphin.
into it right now.
Yes, and because I started watching Hyperforce.
Is it on Hulu or Netflix?
Netflix, but Hyperforce is a tabletop role-playing game
Oh gosh.
that is actual canon.
Oh my gosh.
It's canon to the series.
Wow.
Like, what happens there is what happens in the legacy of Power Rangers. These people, they have the funny guy Bolt playing a Power Ranger from 3016, the year 3016, and it's amazing. Like, it's almost over. It's got 3 episodes left, and unfortunately, it airs live on Twitch Tuesday nights, starting at 6, and it goes for 2.5 to 3 hours. So I never get to finish it now because of the
sit
Flash.
there and watch that for 2 to 3 hours, and it's a tabletop role-playing game.
It's the story. Like, most of it is just a story and listening to them live it out. Like, it's not mostly just like them sitting there rolling dice.
Well, yeah.
Like, they're telling a story. It's like listening to a story on tape.
Like an audiobook.
Yeah. Like, you can sit there for hours
It's so
for a whole day
long
listening
though to just sit there and like listen to that. I mean,
I mean, they put an episode up on Hyper GG or Hyper
Nerd.
whatever on YouTube. They wait a week to put the new episode up.
I mean, I'm not denying that I'm a nerd.
I'm not
I'm
either.
embracing that. She's embracing that. I'm just saying. She's like super into whatever she's talking about, so she's definitely a nerding out about it.
I am. But like I was saying,
it could take up to 4 to 5
mentors.
seasons because it's a superhero show for Joe to die.
Yeah.
I mean, if they even go that route, they might not even go that route. They might change things up and not even have that happen. But at this point, they probably will, just because he's not on there very much. And eventually,
it's a true hero's journey.
And eventually, he's not going to be needed as often anyway.
Yep.
Because while he is a cop and he does, fight crime and do all that stuff and work with Team Flash, Barry and Iris are married, and they're living their own lives, and he's gonna start getting more of his input and advice from Iris, not from Joe.
Yeah.
And so he's not going to be really needed as much. And unfortunately, that's going to probably cause him to die. And it's going to suck because it's going to hurt Barry, but it's going to hurt Iris more because he's her dad.
See, okay, if he just fades out of the decision-making process, then the one way I can see him getting out alive, because there is one possibility for him getting out alive, and that is that when the baby is born, because Joe is old.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be out there running around with a gun.
Well, Harry Potter's mentor died too. Dumbledore, right?
Dumbledore, yeah.
Yeah, Dumbledore.
He died.
And he was old. He was old as crap.
Well, yeah, he was like ancient.
Yeah, he was like Methuselah. Or Moses or whatever.
Yeah, he died in the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, I've watched all of them. I just knew he was in that.
But the one way I can see Joe getting out of this is that because he's so old, he doesn't need to be carrying a gun running around on the police force anymore. Like, retire, collect your pension, and live your life.
Yeah.
Move out of the city with your newborn baby that keeps giving people mutant powers and, leave.
Did they say that it was going to be a boy?
No, they don't know.
Okay.
It hasn't been announced.
Because, I think it would be really cool if it was, because then he would, Wally is his son.
Yeah, but he gets to raise.
But he'd get to, raise a kid.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really in Wally's life.
Yeah, he would get to raise his son this way. But I think that they should leave Central City and maybe go to Coast City where everybody else and their grandma goes. You know, when they leave Central City or Star City, they're all going to Coast City.
Yeah.
To Coast City. It's like, okay.
We need to talk about the ending.
We do. But what I want to talk about is the DC reference.
Yes.
Because I almost forgot to talk about it, and we talked about it as soon as I sat down.
DC reference!
Ralph making that DC reference. Like, we could be comic book. Like, DC.
I laughed. I was like, oh my god.
Like, really? I was like, wait, what? And I legit rewound it.
Yeah.
What?
That is definitely like a rewind double take moment.
Because I was eating, so I wasn't fully paying attention. Because, I think I was scraping the plate or something. Yeah. And I heard something. I heard something. Too, and I was like, what? Rewind. What?
I was like, huh? What? Oh, and then I laughed.
You're right. And, yeah, so... But, yes. Right, I was gonna... We
have 6 more episodes.
Oh, awesome. But I was gonna mention, that if we do a flash forward, which would be an amazing, thing, that would be an amazing story arc, flash forward. I mean, come on. Well, yeah. That's a great story, do a flash forward series. But, if you do, if you do get rid of Barry like that, maybe he vibrated so much that he got stuck in the Speed Force again and they think he died and whatever. Because I think that's where Barry actually got stuck. Barry got stuck in the Speed Force, which is why he disappeared. Yeah. He didn't die like they thought he did. He was just stuck in the Speed Force. And I think that's what will happen eventually on the show if they're going to continue past Barry Allen. And when that happens, I think they'll have to bring in Wally again to take over.
Well, because Legends season is done now.
Yeah. Which brings me to the Legends, where he joined the team, and it was freaking awesome. And we got some full-on Sarah moments that were emotional.
This is totally off topic, but all the CW shows got renewed.
Yes.
Supernatural got renewed for season 14.
I noticed
14,
that.
everyone.
And I was
14.
I was like,
there's people that think it's going to go to 15 seasons, and then it'll be done.
Frankly, I thought this should have been the last season.
Well, yeah.
Like,
I think 13 would have been a perfect season to end it on because it's Supernatural and
right?
it's 13, you know? But nope. Still popular enough to get more, apparently.
Watch, it goes till 69 and we're still going.
No, I honestly think either 14 or 15 is going to be its last.
Yeah, it needs to be. They're not getting any younger. But,
I mean, how many more stories can they do?
I don't know. It already feels like they're repeating.
Like, Crowley's no longer on it.
Right. And neither is Charlie.
Well, Charlie hasn't been on it since season 8.
I don't care. They could bring back Dorothy. She was a cool one. And Charlie's lover, so,
I mean, they didn't even show Charlie in the alternate universe world this season, and they showed freaking, what's his
Bobby.
face? No, Bobby and the guy who did the tablets. The Asian dude.
Oh!
Kevin.
Kevin.
They had him, too.
That's nice.
But they didn't have Charlie.
But, yeah, so, I mean, they even had Constantine come back.
Yeah.
And on Legends. And seeing how they set up the next season, we don't know if Wally's going to be coming back.
See, I need to get caught up on Legends because I like all the time travel that they do on that show.
Yeah. Wally's kind of full of himself. It's funny.
Wally is full of himself.
He went on a trip.
Wally was never... I mean, I like Wally, but he never was honestly one of my favorite characters.
Oh, no. Yeah. And to be honest, League of Legends is where they send people that don't fit in with the rest of the series.
It's true.
Like, they're just like, oh, you don't fit in the show.
I mean,
like,
Ray started out on Arrow.
Yeah, but they had no idea what to do with him. So they're like, we're going to throw you in this other thing that you're just going to run
Legends
through time.
has become its own, like, really great show. I mean, a lot of people like Legends.
The Vixen storyline and how they changed the past. Oh my good lord, I'm going to talk to you guys all about that because, oh my gosh, like, I need to, like, that is a review I promise will come.
But yeah.
But, seeing how they're going for next season, Constantine is going to come on and be a regular.
Woohoo!
So,
Constantine!
I know you're ecstatic about
Constantine!
The demon from this season.
Well, because Constantine, like...
pretended to be Alice and said that I'll let her go.
Constantine was such a good show, though, and it got canceled.
But he took Alice and was like, I'll free Alice if you give me Sarah.
Oh, wow. Alice is who again?
The friend of Constantine, that black chick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I'll take her from hell and give her back to you.
Oh, dang.
If you give me Sarah.
Dang!
So, like, I was like, oh.
Didn't he and Sarah have, like, a thing?
Oh, yeah, they did it this season.
Yeah, okay.
And an insane asylum at that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a couple days later, she got a girlfriend. But
whatever. You can't catch a break.
But because Constantine is coming on, I don't know, like, if Wally's gonna leave. But, I mean, you did have... Because we've lost... so far, we've lost 3 people this season. 2 because one person died.
Stein.
Yeah, because Stein died. We lost
Firestorm.
We lost Firestorm. So he left, and he actually had a family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he went back and made a family and has kids now.
Firestorm?
Yeah, Jackson. He went and met someone, which I want to meet her.
But he can live on in Alias.
Yes. Dr. Stein.
He can live on in Alias.
But because of that, and because of what happens with another character, there's still space on the ship for Wally to stay.
Yeah.
So if Wally, like, if we do this thing with Barry, like, we jump forward in time, then Wally would be able to come back over.
Oh, yeah.
But there's always that option.
I mean,
there.
I guess it just depends on where the writers want to go, you know? Because if they want to introduce the Tornado Twins on season 5, then, like...
Then Barry has to leave.
Then they're going to have to do that. Because I don't know if they're going to wait, how long they're going to wait to do that. I mean, Barry and Iris are married now, so it's about time they get on that.
Or, I mean, they could have the kids, and Barry could be in their lives for, like, pre-memory. Like, they won't have any memory of it.
Yeah. But,
like, they'll have pictures, like, look, Dad fed me.
I mean, you know, like Candace Patton was saying, she's gotten to wear a suit. She's gotten to have the Flash powers. She's married Barry. Like, now it's time for the Tornado Twins.
Yes. But, like, maybe Barry can be there for their child, like, for their development.
Yeah.
But then something happens, like, when they're toddlers, before they can really have a grasp on their own memories. And therefore, it's like they were raised without a father, because from the point of their memories onward, they have no real recollection of their father.
But Barry comes back, right?
Yeah. A long time later. Like, they're all grown up.
Well, I don't really know that storyline.
So. Like, they're all grown up. Like, he doesn't get to raise them at all.
Yeah.
So...
But anyway, we need to talk about the ending.
We do.
So Harrison, Wells, and Gideon.
Yeah, did you see him hesitate? Like, it wasn't that he tried to turn it on and Gideon didn't come. It was that he was hesitating to turn it on. Because he's putting black matter into the hat. The very thing that turned the thinker into the thinker.
So it's like, do you think that the hat is, like, changing him? Like, do you think that it's, like, affecting him mentally? Because,
like, they're not gonna do, like, oh, he's the new thinker, or anything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, do you think that, like, because he's been using it the way he has, and, like, getting the information, like, it's affecting him mentally?
Oh, yeah, it has to be.
Because it's like, you know, it's going back to how it was at the end in, like, the first and second season when freaking Wells was evil.
Yeah.
With him talking to Gideon at the end and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, when that happened, I was like, oh, snap. Like, what is about to happen right now?
Yeah.
So.
And you know what's cool? They kept the original voice of Gideon.
They did.
The reason why I think that's cool, for you guys who may or may not know, I know that a lot of you guys, you true geeks out there, you true nerds would know. But the ship for Legends, the AI unit, is Gideon.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
It's a different actress.
I was going to mention that.
It's a different actress altogether. Because she's had to make a physical appearance. So, like, even if you weren't paying attention to, like, the credits or anything, like, Gideon is played by a different actress. Like, she's even made physical appearances in the show. Whereas Gideon, the original Gideon, is another actress, which I think is cool. Like, the one on the ship is, like, Gideon 5.0 or something. You know, like, however many Gideons down the line it is. And then this Gideon is the original. It's the OG Gideon.
Yeah.
So, I think that's pretty cool. But, like, at the same time, I'm just like, why can't it be the same person?
Yeah.
But, I mean, if there's, like, there was probably some restraints for the actress, the voiceover work, like, she was probably available for that, but not for appearances.
Right.
And so she couldn't make the long-term commitment for Legends. So.
I posted this on Twitter, but I don't know if everybody saw it, but I got to meet Tom Cavanaugh last weekend. So I thought that I would mention that because it's a Flash review. So yay!
She even got him to sign something.
I did, and here's my picture with him. See? He was doing selfies.
Oh,
you could take a selfie.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, I like that we're going back to the Gideon room. I think that needs to be further explored.
Yeah.
And that we need to quickly be getting back to the Iris is a reporter thing. Or that newspaper.
I know, because she did that blog post.
Yeah. Like she did that one post and that was it. Like, we need to see her do more of that.
Yep.
She needs to get back into that and become a reporter again.
Because helping Team Flash is one thing. But she can't just... She has to be more than just being there all the time helping them. Yeah. She needs to take that and use it to write or to report.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Parker found a way to do it. Lois Lane found a way to be the...
Because, I mean, that's what it started out being for Iris, and I feel like they've never really truly, like, found her identity for her. Like, found what she needs to be.
Yeah. But I also think that, like, her being the journalistic type or whatever, like, that's fine for the character of Iris. But there's something about Candace that it's never really fit for me.
Oh, being a journalist?
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's that they've forgotten that, like, they're trying to keep that, but that they haven't figured out how to actually make it work with her.
Yeah.
Because, like, when we see her in the newsroom, there's just something about her presence there. It doesn't seem to fit.
Yeah, I feel like she's better behind a computer. Like, I feel like if she's gonna write, it should be in a blog form. Like, not, like, for a newspaper or for something like that, but, like, for her own personal blog where she, like, you know, writes about these things about the Flash. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You know. Because that way she still feels like she's got a calling and she's doing something with it. Instead of just helping Team Flash all the time.
You see, the one thing I don't like... Okay, I know that, like, if they didn't do this with her, that I would have been all, like, fangirl, like, what the hell are you doing? She's supposed to be a journalist, like, screw you.
Yeah.
If they kept her from being a journalist, and, like, they never did that with her originally. But I'm gonna have to say that as the seasons have gone on, I almost wish that they would have held off on her profession and seen what the actress herself was more suited for.
Yeah.
Because her being this journalist, or even a blogger, I mean, like, yeah, blogger is fine, like, you do that, but a blogger doesn't pay the bills.
Well, there are people that have their own, like, blogs that actually make money from it.
Yeah, but she's not doing it for that. Like, it's not like she has a GoFundMe or a Patreon or a tip bucket or whatever.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I'm just saying that there's people that, like, work from home and they, like, collaborate with brands and they collaborate with, like, different things and have their own blogs and they make money doing that.
Yeah, but she's not that type of blogger, especially not yet. And so I just wish that, because the one time that it felt like she was being her was in Earth 2. When she was a cop.
Yeah.
And I understand that...
And, like, when she told Barry about, like, when she wrote that blog post in, like, a couple episodes ago, and she told Barry, you know, about her destiny and, like, calling and all that stuff, like, it was on the episode where she had the powers, like, you know, I'm glad that she felt like she was useful and was doing something, but I wish that they, like, would flesh it out more, because, like, we still... Like, who is Iris? We still don't know fully who Iris is. And they're 4 seasons in, almost 5.
Yeah.
And, like, she still is just, you know, she's there and she's Barry's soundboard and lightning rod and she, you know, they are the Flash and without her, he wouldn't be the Flash and all that. But, like, you know, she also needs to have her own personal identity of something she's doing. She can't always, like, just live through Barry or, you know, because she's married to him and because he's her husband, like, she just has to do all that. No, she needs to have her own thing and be her own person. And we haven't really seen that much of that. Like, we've seen a little bit of it and then, like, it's been taken away or whatever.
The one thing that I've kind of thought that really, like, sums up who she is is when they're looking for someone, she digs up their past. She looks into them.
Yeah, like she's super good at like finding information and researching and doing things like that.
Like, I mean,
like I think she would be good helping as like a CSI. Like if they were
kind of like what Emma was doing on Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, like if they're gonna go that route, like I feel like she would be a good fit for that, because then she can report back to Team Flash with that research and with like the forensic stuff and the information she has from investigating. And she can tell them what's going on, and then they can have that information.
Yeah.
And, you know, be more successful at, like, maybe stopping the metahumans or something.
And she can blog about it.
Like, I mean, Joe would never allow that.
Well, who gives the flying rat what Joe would allow?
I'm just saying, like, I think that would be a good fit for her, because she seems to be really into that. And writing is great and amazing and awesome, but in terms of, like, the way she wants to write and what she wants to write about, she has to, like, have more than just that.
Yeah, because how many times is the Flash saving someone from a burning building gonna be interesting?
Yeah, I mean, like, if she's gonna, like, include herself and make it, like, a personal experience about, like, working with him or what he did or whatever, then okay, that's a little bit different. But you can't do that for every post. Like, people want difference. People want variety. Like,
yeah, and there's not all that. I mean, generally speaking, there's not all that much to write about. It's not like every day there's a meta attacking.
How did they freaking do it at the Daily Planet, though?
They wrote about other things, like, even Lois wrote about other things besides Superman.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, she wrote about other stuff, so it worked out, because that was an actual paper.
Yeah.
But, like, with Iris,
because she had the job before Superman was a thing.
Yeah, but like, with Iris, like, if she's just gonna do it in a blog or something, like, it's not gonna work. She either has to, like, work for a newspaper, or she has to do something that involves investigating or researching, because she's really good at those things. Because, I mean, originally she wanted to, be like a psychology or something?
I think so. That's what she was originally in, yeah.
Before she went the journalist route.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like...
because of how she felt when she was writing the paper.
Yeah, I mean...
looking things up for it.
I feel like researching and, like, investigating and those types of things are what her calling is. Because she's good at doing that.
Yeah.
Like, getting really deep into their history and their past and, like, figuring out why they're doing what they are doing and stuff like that. So I think if they're going to try to figure out what she should be doing, then that they should do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm anxious to see how it's going to all play out with Wells and Gideon and stuff, because... like, I feel like he's getting more of a role again, which is nice, because I like this Wells. But I think that hat is definitely affecting him.
Oh, yeah.
And we're probably going to see how soon, because there's only 6 episodes left.
Yeah. And there's one more aspect to this episode.
And there's one called Harry and the Harrisons.
Yeah. And there's one more aspect to this episode of which we have not touched.
What?
Cisco.
Yeah.
And his storyline.
And
Gypsy's
dad.
He might be leaving.
Yeah, Gypsy's dad.
Yeah. But I think the more important thing, like, the whole, like, Gypsy's dad lost his powers because... he lost his powers and blah blah blah, and they're
but
like,
when he told Cisco,
old.
you know, he wanted him to, like, he wanted to recruit him or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not even like he wants to recruit him. He's done. There's a space open, and they need people with their abilities to do that job, to be a breacher. And so it's like, I can see that, like, I can see him accepting and coming back when the team needs him.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, they already have Harry.
They do.
And Harry makes all the scientific
the thing that I feel like they need to like work on more is like they have so many characters and they have and they're constantly trying to like give them time or screen time, and they're not always getting much time, and it's not really developing the character. And so, you know, Wells is starting and Wells is starting to have more of a role again.
I think they need to let Cisco go and be with his girlfriend and bring him back whenever they need him, but let him mature in his abilities with people who have the same abilities. Right. Let him learn what he can do, and then when he comes back, he'll be even more powerful and more helpful, and he can do stuff.
Like, I almost feel like they should do that with Caitlin, too.
Well, if she goes off, she's gonna just go evil.
Yeah, but she never does anything.
I know.
She's either Killer Frost or she's boring. If she's not Killer Frost, she's just boring. She's just there, doctoring people up.
Yeah. But I mean, you had that one moment with Dawn, the person we think might be Dawn, in the cafe with her and Harrison.
We did.
And it seems like she was kind of mean towards them when they left.
Yeah.
And like you said, it might mean that like maybe they turn on them in the future, so Dawn doesn't exactly have a good taste in her mouth about especially her.
Yeah. I mean, because I like this Wells, I would like to see him have more of a part again, you know. And like, I love Cisco. Cisco's hilarious, and his pop culture references are always fun. But like, you know, he needs to like, I feel like he doesn't also have that much to do, and I feel like he needs to develop his powers more so he can be of better use for them. Because right now he's not.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Wells are always arguing with each other and disagreeing on like how to do things, because they're both scientists and they both like are coming up with ideas all the time and figuring out what works best and what doesn't. Yeah. And so they clash in that area. But like Wells has
Which does bring a lot of the comedy.
It does. But Wells knows more because he's been doing it longer. And like Cisco can still learn and develop more and all of that stuff. And Wells doesn't have powers.
Yeah.
Cisco does.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah. I'll miss the comedy, but we have Ralph for that now.
Yeah, but Cisco does bring the modern.
He does. Cisco brings a lot of humor.
The whole DC thing was the first thing that we heard out of Ralph's mouth that was anything like what Cisco
Cisco's
does.
like every episode Cisco says something that's like a pop culture thing, and I'm just like, yes, I love you, yes. You know.
And Ralph's DC thing was the first thing we heard from him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, thinking about it that way does kind of, like, maybe they are throwing it that way, and Ralph's is going to be the new pop culture reference. Although that doesn't really suit his thing. But, you know.
It doesn't.
Try new things.
Yeah.
So, that's my opinion on the show.
Yeah, I feel like we've pretty much summed up with you now.
Yeah.
It's at 43 minutes. So.
Well, it's gotten to be where they're usually an hour long now anyways.
Yeah, but a lot of times we're just ranting.
Yeah.
Or going on about stuff that's not even.
Well, look, we did that, and we still have time to spare.
True. Alright, well, we're gonna do Once Upon a Time now.
Yes.
So, we will see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Until then, keep believing in the impossible.